What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video. That's right, it's raining comic keys from out of the sky just like tacos, and we don't know the reason why. Actually, we do know the reason why. I sent certificates of appreciation to these sellers, and they sent me comic books in return. So that is why it's raining comic books. And we've got some big packages today. I will save the biggest package for last. So if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification. So when videos like this go live up ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Talking about people that we appreciate, how about an ever-growing list of channel and Patreon members? If you're interested in the benefits of YouTube channel or Patreon membership, the links are in the description below. And so we appreciate those folks who are supporting the channel in that fashion. But we also appreciate those of you who come and hang out on the live stream as well. Hoarders had one of the channel members saying it's time to make it rain in his direction. I did not too long ago. I bought some books from you. So how's it going? We got Luis Ramirez. What is going on? Magic Lasso himself. What is going on with you? We got Shattered Glass, Comic Reviews, Tyler, Mr. Dropping the Rhymes anytime. He drops as many rhymes as Biggie drops dimes. See, that's how you freestyle, man. That's how you freestyle, right? We got Schwab for Comics before heading back to the park. Hope all is great. All is great. So we got Lisa Noble, another one of the channel members. Appreciate Lisa Noble for showing up, and as well as anybody else I missed. We've already got 9 folks in here watching. Appreciate that. Go ahead and smash that like button. Also, did want to take the opportunity to mention this little puppy right here. I mentioned benefits to channel or Patreon membership, not the least of which is this, because for the month of June, every channel member or Patreon member will get 10 chances to enter to win this right here, which is a 6.0 newsstand copy of ASM 300. If you're a Spidey fan in particular, this is a book that everyone wants in their collection. Now, the other way, if you don't want to be a channel member or a Patreon member, well, the way you can enter to win this is for every $1 of Super Chat that you give, you will get 1 entry to win this. We're going to tally all those up at the end of this month or the first of next month, whatever way it falls, and we will be giving this book away like I did the Uncanny X-Men 266 last month. Emmy Comics, what is going on? Yeah, you're very experienced in the rap battle, you know? You're very experienced in the rap battle, or so I hear. Or so I hear. So we have 13 folks up in here watching. Appreciate it. So let's see what I got some first. All right. I got these first books from Tacoma Comics, who is part of the Saturday morning cartoon crew. Occasionally, the prodigal finds his way home, and he did last week. And I bought these from him last week and got those in the mail today. So let's see what I got from Tacoma Comics. We got Southern. Let's see. Hey, Southern, you're going to fix the wheel for me this time. I want that book. You will be on there 10 times, my friend. And for every $1 of Super Chat, of any Super Chats that you do, you'll be on there some more. Outside of that, can't promise nothing to nobody, right? But anyway, we got Spider-Woman number 10, Jim Bartell cover. I missed this at the LCS and did not pick it up. I like several of these covers, and he threw this one up there, and I decided to pick it up. We got Apprentice Ewok up in the house. One of the channel members. Appreciate that, Apprentice Ewok. And Flash by Night, what is up? What is up? Hey, I'm going to tell you, you want to stick around to the end to see these books that I've got throwing up, because it might make you jelly. Might make you jelly. Thomas, what is going on, Thomas? How are you doing today? So, yeah, we got this right here. Also got the Secret Invasion. So probably on these Secret Invasion books are probably going to just sell them. Probably. I don't think I'm going to keep them. And we'll probably end up on Saturday morning Cartoon Crew, which is tomorrow if you're watching this live, at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, or on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I might throw these up, or I might just wait till there's an announcement of some kind so that these might be worth a little bit more. Then we've got Evil's Comics. What's going on? Hello, everyone. Secret Invasion number 4 of 8. Got New Avengers 38, which is part of the Secret Invasion storyline. Hey, what's going on? Thomas dropping that super chat. Appreciate you, Thomas. And for that, Thomas, we're going to have to show Making It Rain in the right direction. Appreciate that right there for dropping the super chat. We got Secret Invasion number 7. This is number 1, the 3rd printing. I haven't really checked out the values on these. I just know that there's a lot of spec around Secret Invasion based on the way it looks like the MCU might go. And if that is true, a lot of times these 3rd or latter printings are the more sought after ones just because of print runs. So we shall see. New Avengers number 46 and 42 and 45, which is a cover from swipe from the House of M cover. I think it's issue 1 that's a cover of. So picked up those from Tacoma. Then went out to the LCS the other day and picked up, or several LCSs, 1, 2, 3 LCSs yesterday, and picked up these. We've got Walking Dead Deluxe, as per usual. Got the Finch cover. I didn't read Walking Dead when it first came out. Really digging the story. If you've not read Walking Dead, get used to the fact, if you do read it, that the characters will not be around for very long at all. Oh, okay. See, you're telling me something I didn't know, and because of that right there, it's already kind of a foregone conclusion then. Sometimes things come up, but pretty much that means it's a foregone conclusion. So, yeah, Walking Dead Deluxe. We got Star Wars number 14, the War of the Bounty Hunters. This is one of those that I'm really actually enjoying the storyline thus far. It's very early on, so sometimes Marvel, DC kind of drag it out, trying to milk the cow for what it's worth for a little while longer, and hopefully that's not the case with this. So this is the first time that I've actually bought. This was the first time that I actually bought a new Superman comic. Now, I bought a couple from where Tom Grummett was drawing Superman back in the day around the reign of Superman, Death of Superman. But I haven't bought any new Superman comics till today. And look at what I got. Superman Red and Blue, number 4. This, of course, was a total cover buy. Hopefully there's some good content on the inside of this. If anybody in the chat, or if you're watching this on the rewind in the description below or comments below, let me know if this is a good read, because hopefully a new Superman comic. Yeah, going crazy, right? This is a total cover buy, but hopefully there's some good stories in there. I saw Bizarro in there, so maybe it's a good story. But this is Walt Simonson doing a homage to himself. It says, "After me." And, of course, this is a 337 Thor homage there. Legends of the Dark Knight number 2. Yet another Batman title. DC is definitely full of them these days. And I was kind of on the fence about getting this one. I'm like, yeah, I'm already getting so many daggum Batman titles right now. Don't want to have Batman fatigue. But got this and actually liked it. This is pretty good. in the last issue, basically they exploded out of that deal. Batman ends up saving the Joker. Spoiler alert. A riddle comes in, but Batman says it doesn't seem like the Riddler's MO. And then you find out why at the end of the story. I won't spoil it for you. We got Planet-Size X-Men #1. And this might be a good segue to talking about me selling my X-Men comics. I did a post yesterday just with a couple of pictures, X-Men 1, etc., saying, hey, I've decided to sell my X-Men collection. Let me know if you're interested in any books. And of course, I've got them all. First come, first serve type deal. We got Chip Getler up in the house, also AKA the White Shadow, also Coffee Snob. He's got a lot of AKAs. Thanks for showing up. And you said Venom 200 caught your eye. Okay. Well, spoiler, I heard what was going on in Venom, and I have not been reading Venom up to that point, so I decided to pass on it. Said, don't do it. I regret selling mine. So what basically is this, and I had people message me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, look, that was your wife's name for you, Chip. I said coffee aficionado. Sounds better, right? So basically, I'm at a point with my collection. Space is becoming an increasing issue. As I think this is something all collectors, whether you're a comic book, whether you're a toy collector, space eventually becomes an issue. And so then you have to make a choice. So, what are you going to do with those books? Are you going to continue to just build tower on top of tower, or are you going to try to evaluate your collection and go from there? So what I did was so basically I've got several. I've got X-Men, I got my Valiant, I've got my Turtles, and I got my Batman. Those are the biggest 4 parts of my collection. So out of those, I said, which one could I bear selling most of, and which one could I sell the easiest? And also, which one could I recognize some of the profit? Because so not only is it a space issue, but I keep looking at these prices and values on these books, and I keep saying to myself, Jason, I keep saying there's got to be some kind of tipping point to it at some point. And, it's like when you buy stock, eventually you have to take some money off the table. You have to recognize some of those gains. And the X-Men kind of checked off most of those blocks. Not that I want to get rid of all of my X-Men. There are certain covers that I really would hate to get rid of. I donated blood for the money. So anyhow, that was the deal. And I put on my post, it was interesting enough, because I put on my post, it's like, look, if you're interested and if you have the money, this is not a fire sale. I don't have to sell these to pay my light bill or my house note, fortunately. I didn't have a big, something come up where I've got to sell them. It's recognizing the gains and then also trying to clear up some space. And that's it. It doesn't matter what you said, Jason. People still contacted you, and I guess they thought I was going to give books away. I don't know, but it was quite funny. I have sold a few. Obviously, they're the keys. Probably on the run filler issues, I'll probably put those up on one of my auctions and sell them like that, and then just hold on to the keys. Books like some of the Jim Lee run, Giant Size X-Men. I really don't want to get rid of my X-Men 1. Things like that. If I get rid of it, fine. If I don't, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. So let's see. We got Burt Nasty, a.k.a. Burt Family 54 Comics. What's going on? Mr. Garrow, hadn't seen you in forever. What is going on? How are you? Hopefully well. And are you still planning on attending Cowtown next month? Superior Hero Reviews in the house. Another one of the channel member here. What? Giving away books. Yeah, I imagine so. All right. So I think I'm caught up on the chat. So back to the task at hand, and that was Planet Size X-Men #1. Now, they hyped this book up as a big twist or turn in the mythos of the X-Men, relating it to Giant Size X-Men #1. I don't know. Obviously, time will tell, but I don't know that it lives up to that hype. However, it was a lot better than what I anticipated. I don't know if maybe that's the better route to take, and that is the, not give a give it a low bar, and then it's a low threshold, and if it gets over that, fine. If it don't, that's fine. What's the dates? July. July, I think July. Let's see. Countdown. July the 24th through the 25th. That's the dates on that. Yeah, that's kind of the deal, but it's just I'm running out of space, and again those gains, but the low threshold, maybe that helped it, but because I wasn't anticipating a lot or expecting a lot out of this, but it pleasantly surprised me. There are a lot of covers for this. I think this is cover A. Of the covers I had available for me at the time, there's a couple cool Storm covers. That one was available at my LCS, so I decided to pick up this one. And interesting. I see that they're going back to Inferno. That's supposed to reshape everything. And from my understanding, this was kind of Hickman's end goal in getting from House of X, Powers of 10 to Inferno. All this garbage that we've seen, or most of the stuff that we've seen that's been garbage in between there and then, whoever's idea it was to fill us with that, I don't know. But so, yeah, you bring up a good point. I sold my first copy of Giant Size X-Men 1. I sold my Iron Fist 14, and I wanted them back. I ended up buying them back. In that particular case, I kind of bought too much too quick and ended up needing to sell it to pay for something. That's not the case here. So I've got it. If it sells, I didn't put a price on it where, hey, I priced it so high I don't really want it to sell price. But I'm not giving a fire sale away. So sometimes people see that, and I guess myself included, and think, okay, well, maybe I can get a screaming hot deal. No, it's not a screaming hot deal. It's a deal, but it's not a screaming hot deal. So I might end up regretting it. Just had to buy another one. I don't know. All right, so got Suicide Squad #4. So I had picked up 1 and 2 out of the Walmart packs and really enjoyed the story. So I picked up #4, which I believe came out this week, and I could not find #3. I went to 3 different comic book shops and could not find #3. So I'm going to have to get #3 before I start reading that one right there. We got Incredible Hulk 43, which is the Joe Bennett homage cover to one of the early 100 and maybe Hulk 101 or 102, somewhere around in there. Joffrey Castro, what is up? Comics Talk Weekly. I sense a high probability of entertainment approaching from the north at 100% chance of comics. That's right. Comic Talks Weekly up in the house. What is going on? But that is the Immortal Hulk 43. I picked up these. I sold my Something is Killing the Children a while back, and I saw these, and someone picked those. I picked those up. I don't know if I'll hold on to them to see if any kind of spike in there, or just sell them on the Saturday show. Same way with this Nice House on the Lake. This is the different cover. I had gotten the A cover, but I saw this one yesterday, so decided to pick it up. I might hold on to it and see if there's some speckety spec that gets onto it, and sell it then, or might sell it now for a couple bucks more. Batman and Catwoman #3. So I got an issue 2 out of the Walmart packs, and I said, well, crap. Oh, well, let me go ahead and get, I think it's on 3 or 4. So I got 3, which is Reflection. Look at that Steven spot. Reflection. And so that is Catwoman. there. So pretty cool. Picked up another homage cover, and that was Secret Wars #1. This is the Mike Diodato, and of course, this is a Hulk 181 homage. Love me some Hulk 181 homages. Well, and I mentioned a while ago, X-Men, Valiant, Batman, and Turtles. The fifth, of the pegs of my collection would, I guess, be the increasing Hulk aspect of my collection. And so I thought to myself, when I said, well, can I sell my Hulks? Well, there's only a few Hulks that are really worth it. Do I really want to sell my Hulk 1? Not really. I certainly don't want to sell my Hulk 181 or 180. So that was out. The 340, that was out. So I go, okay, so we're back to X-Men. And I might end up holding on to my 1. I sold my 2 already, sold my 5, my 6, 13, 129, which is First Kitty Pride. So I've already sold some of those, but my Uncanny X-Men #1 is obviously a big one. 94, 95, giant size. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up holding on to those and just kind of sell off some of the other ones. Also picked up The Deceasing, which is a deceased Good Day to Die #1. And this is the horror movie homage. I like to pick up these the various comics that they come with. Berserker #3. 1 was a bloody, gory whatever. And #2 was kind of, so we'll give #3 a shot. I think this is a 12-part series. Obviously, it's written and was written to get a TV/movie deal, which it did. And so we'll see if it continues to live up to the hype. I don't know. Silver Coin #3. This is not a book for the faint of heart. This silver coin, which is evil, gets tossed around. Is it called an anthology when it's like standalone stories? And it doesn't show how the coin ends up getting from one person to the next, the sequence of events. This is where it ended up, and this is how it affected them. The last one was like really freaky. So we will see about this one. And they're done by different people. This one is by Ed Brisson. So we'll see how it goes. Chip Zdarsky did the first one. I don't remember who done the second one. The Mini Deaths of Layla Starr. This was one of those series that came kind of highly recommended, and I decided to give it a shot. It was interesting enough for the first and second issue. Ram V is writing this. He's also doing Swamp Thing. Liked what he was doing there, so decided to give him a shot. And Boom's been doing some good stuff too, so that's where we're at with that. Haven't read it yet. Catwoman 32 decided to go with the classic Catwoman outfit with the Jenny Frison cover. So we're talking about Ron V. Here's another title that he's writing, and it's been pretty good so far. I got caught up the other day, so this is the current issue. So we'll see how it goes. Nightwing 81. I have traditionally, Mark Knapp 68, what is up? Thanks for joining us today. I have traditionally not collected Nightwing. Nightwing off and on. I was never a big Teen Titans guy. If you're talking about teen superhero team, I was more X-Men/New Mutants type deal. So I never really was a big Nightwing guy. I had Red Hood and the Outlaws, and of course Batman. And on occasion, I would pick up a Robin, which normally is around Tim Drake, but I never really was a Nightwing guy. So I got the Nightwing, getting out of the whole Rick Grayson garbage. Got into that around Joker War. Tom Taylor has picked it up. I really like the covers. That Tom Taylor, there is a twist, which I won't spoil for you at the end of this one. And I really liked this cover right here and decided to pick it up. I don't know, maybe a new rabbit hole. We got issues, don't we all? Don't we all? Flash by Night says the second best Tom Taylor book. So what is the first best Tom Taylor book in your opinion? Slim Comics and More, thank you for joining. what is the best Tom Taylor, because he's doing several. I liked him on Deceased and the various offshoots of that. Tom Taylor is doing Batman the Detective, and I like that. And then there's Nightwing. He's doing a couple other ones too. Don't remember which ones those are. Okie dokie. We've still 7 Secrets. Okay. So Flash by Night. Pop quiz. You're driving a bus at 70 miles an hour and you come across. No, we're not going down there. So Flash by Night. 7 Secrets. I went 7. There was no pun intended there, but it was there nevertheless. So I went 7 issues into 7 Secrets, and I really just couldn't get into the story. Obviously, there's a lot of world building that he's got to do, premises being set, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes that's a little hard to do. But I couldn't really get into 7 Secrets. What is it about 7 Secrets that rates that as Tom Taylor's #1 series currently? Let me know. Okay. So now for the big books, the super keys. I expected, when I did the title for today's show, I fully expected another book, another big book that I kind of been just waiting for the right time to pounce on. I bought it off the Feebay, and I expected it to be in today. But you know how the mail service is. Sometimes it was supposed to be here yesterday, and then this package right here, it was supposed to be here today, and it was here yesterday. So who knows? I was gone yesterday, so I didn't get it. So we've got all these. Let me see if I can put these in order without showing it accidentally on camera. 14, 12, 13. You know how to count, Jason? Put them in order. There's 15, 16, 17. There we go. 19. 2, 3, 7, and 10. I think the mystery of who the trader is keeps me hooked, and every book or so he shares a secret, but not the secrets. Yeah, so it wasn't one that was on my radar, and I happened to be in Georgia at the Back-to-Back Comics, and they had the In Huck Lee cover there, and I picked it up, and I was like, well, that's pretty interesting. So I got, well, see, like you're going through, you got this trader, you know, the people come in, they had this big fight, and then all of a sudden they're out in this la-la land, and you find out these people had raised this kid. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up now. This is not where we were at even last year. I said, do I need to just reread it? Am I missing something? Because I do have sometimes a bad habit of speed reading stuff and missing stuff. So sometimes I have to go back and kind of ingest it in. But so I was supposed to have another key come in today, but the Postal Service thwarted me. So it is another video for another day. Now, as many of you might know, I have been collecting some foreign comics. The interesting thing about foreign comics is it's a lot of homework because you can't collect what you don't know. That's what Matt, who does Tales from the Flip Side for foreign comics and such, that's what he says. You can't collect what you don't know is out there. And it's easy with American comics because there's so many channels that do it, and you know what's available, or you grew up around that comic and things like that. Right. Yep. So it's easy to do with American comics, and then valuations are easier because there's so many of them. You know, there's CGC and CBCS for them, and then with American comics, especially getting into the bronze, copper, modern stuff, people kept better care of them. You know, when people are kind of great horse, sometimes everybody wants that coveted 9.8, and you're willing to forego other books because you want that coveted 9.8. There's just so many nuances. What is going on, Cisco? Yeah, boy, up in the house. Cosmic Campfire, another one of the channel members up in here. Appreciate y'all for showing up. And so you're just in time. We just got past the new comic book day, and kind of my take on some of the books that I've read for new comic book day, and some pickups from Tacoma Comics. Now I'm getting into the meat, the crux, the heart of the matter. So that's the deal with foreign comics. Now, foreign comics, and it's this way with American comics too for some, but that there's just some that are ghost. It's not that they're you can't find them. It's like X-Men 1. You can find an X-Men 1. Now, whether you got the money to pay for it at the end of the day, that's a totally different story. But you can find one, right? You can go on eBay and you can find you a X-Men 1. Or giant size X-Men 1. They're everywhere. Again, whether you pay for them or not, it's a totally different story. But sometimes in collecting, there are ghost books that, you're ready to pounce if you can find one, but finding one is the problem. Whether you search eBay, heritage auctions, YouTube auctions, Instagram, whatever, your course of Steady B, it's you just can't find them. They're ghost books. One of those would be Eternal Warrior 27, the Valiant Validated series. The regular book is, it's a dollar bin book all day long, but the Valiant Validated series, there are only 1,000 of them printed. And how many of them are left, who is anybody's guess rather. And when they come up, people, snatch them up as quick as they show up. So, because even though there's only a smaller contingent of people that are Valiant collectors, there's enough of them that know the value of that book. Squirrel Girl #1. Talking about Squirrel Girl #1, funny thing, and I was on a YouTube auction one night and I was watching it, and I'm not even going to say who it was. So this person threw up this book, and it was the first appearance of Squirrel Girl, and he started at like $10, and nobody's interested. And I'm like, what the crap's going on here, man? So me and another guy recognized what book it was, and he had some other books in there that were worth something. And then so somebody started saying, hey, is that the first appearance of Squirrel Girl? I'm like, would you please shut up? The man put his stuff up there. If he wants to sell it, let him sell it. No. Anyway, he's like, oh, well, it don't matter to me. So I ended up letting the other guy have it. But sometimes you can find some good ones like that. But Squirrel Girl #1. So let me pause that commentary regarding foreign comics to thank the 19 of you that are watching right now. Appreciate that. And be sure to smash that like button. Let me show you some books. We got Werewolf by Night #2. And so for those astute scholars of comic book lore out there, you can kind of see where this might be going if I'm showing you Spanish Werewolf by Night. Some little kid should be hung at high noon for drawing stuff on here. Then we got #3. #7. And here it comes. So a lot of times on these, they did this, the Spanish La Masa did this with Hulk 181. It's a totally redrawn image. Very interesting. They did the same thing for the this version of Werewolf by Night 32. So this is, for your comparison, if you're not familiar with this book right here, this is a ghost book. To find this book, and what I had to do, I bought the whole set of these books, which I'll show you the other two that I'm interested in. So I have the first 3 appearances of Moon Knight. I have the first 3 appearances. So this is obviously the first appearance right here, and this is the first appearance right here. So pretty cool to have that in the collection. And then, of course, would not be the Triune Trinity would not be complete without the second appearance. Now, my English version of the second appearance is currently at the presser right now, and then it's going to go on to CBCS. So we're going to see what kind of grade I can get back on it. But look at that. Doesn't he look more like Spider-Man? Obviously, the color are, but look at his eyes up here. And then this is a more, if you're familiar with that cover, it's a black background. This, of course, is blue, even though the moon is out. And it's much closer because they're like further away on the cover. Yeah, that's the deal. The main book I wanted was this one right here. But if I had to buy the rest of them to get that, so these are that's the second one, obviously, that I wanted. Here is number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Got 21 folks up in the house. Appreciate that. We got 13. And we've got 14. So this is the third appearance of Moon Knight right here, if you're not counting the preview edition. But yeah, this is the third appearance of Moon Knight. Again, look at his coloring, black and red. Very interesting choice of colors there. And let me compare it to the other. This is the English version. So you see the scenes playing out the same way. Color, it's totally redrawn though. And you can see the colors are changed. So those are the three. I'm like, well, I only really wanted the first one, but if I'm going to be able to get a second and third appearance too, sweet. So that is what I did. And another reason for me to sell some books to pay for this. But so again, with foreign comics, what's up, T-Pain? What's up? With foreign comics, the grade is important, but it's not nearly as important as it is with American comics. Because if you think about like certain countries, like Brazilian comics, a lot of times have rusted staples. It's just the air. And so it rusts out the staples. So finding a book that doesn't have rusted staples, where the staples haven't actually been replaced, because that's some of the deal sometimes too. Or you think about some of these countries where, you know, they're not as they're like more like third world countries compared to ours, especially. And you know, these books got beat to high heavens, right? But this one actually has a date stamp in this, which is really interesting. It's not a date stamp, but it's like a store stamp maybe. But you notice the tape on some of the books, and like that one looks like it got bent in half right here. But this is him versus Brother Voodoo. So I'm selling the rest of them. I'm keeping the first three, but I don't collect Werewolf by Night other than those three appearances. Thought about getting the number one, but again, there's some tape on this one right here. Looks like Nick Fury or J. Jonah Jameson, really, in the back. So I don't have any of these other ones to compare it to the English counterparts. For those of you who might be familiar with this run, maybe you can elaborate where the colors are off or different. This one looks like Man Wolf. So you've got the little thing like there, which was it John Jameson? Off-World Adam, appreciate you for stopping by. And then we got 19 right here. So yeah, so although it's neat, and I'm a little bit better with foreign comics and focusing my collection. on the keys as opposed to like whole runs. One, because it's just too difficult to collect, and then two, the way they do it. Some of them will like have two issues in the same one. Just because the cover's on there doesn't mean the same stories on the inside. It's just a lot of nuances. So, and then since there's so many, right? You can get the Mexican, you can get the Spanish, the French Canadian, the Brazilian, the Philippines, all these different kind of variants to it. And of course, what's going on for Reggie and Vigilante up in the house? And of course, he says the Americans are foreigns to him. But appreciate you for stopping by. But with the those, I'm better at like focusing on just certain keys that I really like the cover for. Is it Marvel Premiere 15, the first appearance of Iron Fist? So I've got a couple of those, got a couple of Star Wars #1s. And of course the Hulk 181s, I've got every one that's available for that. Turkish edition, et cetera, Russian. And then some of them are released right at the same time as the Americans. Some are a few years later, and then some are reprints for later. Anyone has any advice on clickety-clack engine noises, feel free to give me an advice. Look, I just had that happen, and I gave my car to 1877 Cars for Kids because what it was going to cost me to fix it. I mean, I was basically I could sell the car the next day for what it was going to cost me to fix it. So I'm like, screw it. I'll just get me a tax deduction and a vacation voucher. But hopefully that is not what is wrong with your car because it was an issue. I thought it was just the needing a tune-up, but it was more than that. Hopefully it's not much wrong with yours. That certainly sucks. So if y'all recall, this is the copy of the book that I had that they had traded out the Tomb of Dracula 10 label for, and I had to end up sending back to CGC. And talking about how comics have just gone astronomical on certain ones of these, this is another one right here. The 6.5, which is what I'd hoped this one would have gotten. But a 6.5, I think just went for $2,000. And there's not even been a trailer drop yet. And so as much as I like having the first appearance of Moon Knight, I'm like, ugh, because I know what I paid for this. I know what I paid for this one. Because fortunately for me, most of the big keys I got in 2019 or first part of 2020 before things really started, clicking off. And so I bought this raw off of a guy and, got it pressed and put up. But then if I get rid of this, then I got my Werewolf by Night 32 Spanish edition. It's like, what's the point? I don't know. Which I could sell that too, obviously, as we talked about a while ago. There's a big market for that. It's just not a book you see an awful lot come up available. All right, so let's show this right here again. Again, I want to shout out those of you who are hanging out with me, whether you're hanging out on Twitch or you're hanging out on YouTube. Appreciate that. Craft Beer and Comics, how is it going? How is it going? Let me see. Well, oops. So one day I'll get this new camera angle set up. But appreciate the ever-growing list of YouTube and Patreon channel members. If you're interested in one or both of those and the benefits thereof, be sure to see the links in the video description below. Also, it's important to save money as it is to keep that investment in tip-top shape. Visit bcwsupplies.com and use the coupon code SCG at checkout to save yourself 10% on your order. There's also a link for that in the description below as well. Deep Dive Comics, got here late, have to check it on the rewind. Appreciate you for showing up. Better late than never, because you can make the conscious decision whether or not you watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. This is the giveaway for the month of June. So we are 18 days into this month. So you've got a few days left. And if you're a channel member, whether you're a Patreon or a YouTube channel member, you will get 10 chances to win this book right here, 6.0 newsstand copy of ASM 300 as part of your membership. There are other perks to membership, YouTube membership, you get the emojis, etc. You also get notified first before anybody else about things that are upcoming with the channel. And I'll tell you why that might be important in a little bit. But on the Patreon side of things, if you buy a lot of books from me, the Patreon, you get free. There's one that you get free $16 shipping a month. One, you get a free $9 shipper a month. And then, of course, you get the same. You don't get the emojis, but you do get entered in to win the contest. So, some that might make more sense. Some are not worried about that. And then we've got Chip Getler, the newest member to the SCG Collective. Appreciate you, my friend, for joining the collective. And for that, we're going to say, yay, welcome to the team. Hooray, 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 hooray. And I wish I had a good cup of coffee to do in your honor. But after the show is over, I'm going to go drink a cup of coffee. And it's going to be for you, my friend. All is forgiven, my friend. All is forgiven. So Chip, as well as the rest of the members, of course, will be in to that giveaway. And then also, let's talk about status updates. So status updates Monday. If you be sure to hit that bell notification if you haven't already, so that you don't miss this. But Monday, I will be dropping a video that will be explaining the price points and availability for the first exclusive comic for my channel. It was in conjunction with somebody else, which I cannot say until Monday, but I will, because this particular somebody has some other covers that they released today, and it's a whole long drawn out story. If you're interested, I can let you know why that is, but there's a point to it. But Monday, that's going to drop. And so the channel's first comic book exclusive cover, get it out in a minute, will be releasing Monday. There is a regular cover, there is a foil cover, and there is a gold cover, and they are numbered from the manufacturer. So of the books that were sent out that had the various different covers, this was the lowest print run, and it was therefore numbered by the factory. There are 10 or 20 foils. I have to check it, but and there's only 5 golds. Now I'm keeping some for myself. I'm going to be sending some to CBCS, I guess, to get verified and all that other kind of stuff, and probably keep some for future giveaways or things of that nature. But so there's going to be a couple of gold available. There's going to be some foils, and a few foils, and then there's not very many regular ones. So that's going to be announced first to the channel members via Instagram, and then post on the community tab here for members only. So that is going to be going live. I will tell you this. I can't tell you what the cover looks like, but I can tell you that it is an homage to a cover that I like to collect a lot. I mentioned it earlier, and I actually showed one of the books that I showed you was an homage to a book. So that kind of gives you a clue. So there is that. Really excited about that. Really excited about getting that out there, and have an opportunity with the other person, which I'll mention come Monday, and appreciate being able to share that with the community and the like. But so that's one of the other benefits of being a member. You get to know about that stuff first, because I've kind of already dropped the hints around with the member thing. So if nobody has anything else, we got 19 folks watching us. Let's see, 19 folks, 18 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm hoping that y'all have got some good weekend plans, chilling, drinking some coffee, reading some comics. We got Big Nosh up in the house. What's up, Big Nosh? He's out there in the wilderness trying to survive. I will survive. That's what Big Nosh was singing. Hey, hey, But we hopefully you got some comics. Get caught up on your reading. Spend some good quality time for your family. Staying safe out there in the wilderness, and because I always look for a reason to play this.
Let me know when you're rolling. A Sword of Omens tells me that you're watching Southern Comic Geek. Thundercats. Ho!
Till next time, folks, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.